Howdy everybody, welcome back. Sorry for the long delay in another video. This is going to be the final on the Phantom build. I finished it the week of Thanksgiving, and I was going to give it to my uncle then, but he had to leave early on Sunday morning, and I didn't finish it until late Saturday night. So I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad I didn't give it to him, because there's some stuff on here that I need to fix. Overall, I like how it came out. It was a learning curve, definitely, with doing the stick wood and covering it with tissue paper. And you'll notice there are some wrinkles in it and stuff, and I could smooth those out with a mixture of white glue and water. It's like 50-50 mix, and it will take wrinkles out. But I did the white glue on the bottom, and it was weird how it turned out. I just didn't care for it. So I left the top and the sides like they are. These and on the rudder they're stickers. They're not decals. They're vinyl stickers. And up there in the front, they're vinyl stickers. The cockpit windows are let me think of the word. What's the word I'm thinking of? Vacuum formed, that's it. Now the bombs were vacuum formed, the wheels are vacuum formed, and the bombs come out pretty good. The wing tanks I've got to redo, and the nose I have to redo. As you can see here, the front of the nose collapsed in on itself, and I'll tell you why. The nose comes in two halves, and here's one of the wing tanks that is all screwed up. They come in two halves, and you have to cut them out from the vacuum formed sheet and piece them together with, and then you put a I think it was a 0.02 millimeter sheet of styrene in there, and you cut it down to size. That was one of the last things I did, and try to get that to putty and sand and trying to be very delicate at the same time with it was going to be hard, and I just didn't have the time. I thought I was going to be able to get it to him over the weekend of Thanksgiving. So I thought about it. I was like, well, what can I do to make it look like it's all one piece and without having to putty or sand? Well, I remembered this stuff here, this plastic dip that you use for dipping tool handles in and whatnot, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll give that a try. So I did. The bombs turned out pretty good. They didn't deform or anything, so they came out pretty well. And then I went on to the wing tanks, and I noticed that they were starting to cave in, and it was kind of like the liquid was eating away at the vacuum formed parts. So when I got to the nose, what I did is I reinforced the nose on the inside. I cut out sheets of styrene and put like I think it was like 4 of them in here. One there, one there, one there, and then one toward the front here. But I didn't get all the way down into the nose. So what happened was some of that plastic dip ran down on the inside and made it down to the nose, and with it being on the outside and the inside, it kind of ate away at the plastic and deformed the front of the nose. So it didn't do it until after, when I came down the next morning and I checked on it and I could see that. So, and that thing's held on with CA glue, and it's held on with a lot of CA glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my epoxy sculpt and sculpt out the front of the nose to get it to be in the right shape again, and then I'll just repaint the whole thing black. These vacuum form parts were easy to work with, and I painted it with it was a khaki color, and can't remember the green color. It was Model Master. Let me check for a minute. It was a dark green pearl is what I used. And I used my airbrush on it, and I feathered out the sides there for the camo effect. And I actually liked how that turned out. I'm actually quite pleased. Did the same thing with the canopy. I masked that canopy completely off and did the same thing. I did get a little bit of overspray in the front part here, and I've got a fingerprint there on the top on the end there, but I can sand that down and reshoot that, so that's what I'll end up doing. The exhausts were the same way. They're a two-part vacuum form piece, and I reinforced those and then dipped them in the plasti dip, and they didn't warp or anything. And so I think that's what the problem was, because I didn't reinforce the inside of it, and I think it was just kind of too heavy of a substance on there, and I think that in a combination, I think it just kind of melted the vacuum form part, or it softened up the material so much that it just didn't hold its shape. But I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and I'm going to look for something that I can shape into those, and then I'll reattach them to the wings. The wheels were the vacuum form parts. Those were easy. The smaller vacuum form parts were easy to work with. And with the wheels, I didn't really worry all that much about sanding the seam around the middle, because tires have a seam on them, so that kind of worked out for me. I did mess up on both wings though when I was doing the bombs, to get the bombs to sit up underneath. When I was cutting a hole for it to sit up in its slot, I actually cut too deep and went to the top. So what I did was just take a piece of the tissue paper, put it on there, and then I actually did use the glue to put down on there. And I gotta go back and touch up just a little bit more. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. This was a learning curve for sure. It was the first time I'd ever worked with this type of material. Would I do it again? Yes. My uncle's interested in getting an aircraft carrier. He was talking about that they were in the sticks like this here's this, but I can't. I've looked online where he told me it was, and I couldn't see anything. I just seen just the regular styrene aircraft carriers. But I did find one that I really do like. It's the 1/350 scale Enterprise by Tamiya, and it's got the lights and everything with it. It's about a $200 model, but I would love to have that one, so I think I'm going to put that on my wish list. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being patient, and make another video soon about my next project, which I've already gone back to working on. It's something that I think I started it earlier this year. I was experimenting with some colors on it, but I've decided to go back to do on that one. So until I make that video, guys, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave them below. Thanks for subbing, and until next time, we'll see you.